All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bears 37-17 victory at home over the Atlanta Falcons. Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense with 432 freaking yards. They had 0 turnovers and they had 4 takeaways. Defensively, they're firing on all cylinders. I cannot wait for this upcoming season of Bears defense. But one thing I've really noticed in the last and I don't know if it's been even more so a month, but in the last couple of weeks, it seems like most people are on board with Justin Fields being QB1 for the Chicago Bears next season. Now, when I say most people, I don't mean Bears fans. I actually mean most of just NFL media, NFL fans, non-Bears fans. If you guys watch that football game against the Atlanta Falcons, the Bears stadium, Soldier Field, was chanting that we want Justin. And we talk about it especially a lot on this channel. Guys like DJ Moore, pretty much every single one of Justin Fields' teammates saying yeah, this is the dude. He's improving. I love him. He loves me. And we're going to rally behind him. And we're going to win some freaking Super Bowls soon. He's our guy. He's the guy. And I don't know what the narrative was or what shifted in the last couple of weeks, but it finally feels like people are starting to realize oh, hey, you know what? Maybe Luke Getsy is not the offensive coordinator here. Maybe outside of DJ Moore and Cole Kmet in the second half of the season, maybe the Bears really don't have anything going offensively. And maybe we should give Justin Fields the benefit of the doubt. So if you guys know me, if you guys know this channel, I think Justin Fields should be QB1 next season. I don't think they necessarily need to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. at 1. I think they could trade down to pick number 3 and then have another top 10 pick and go, you could still go probably Marvin Harrison Jr. at pick number 3 and then Brock Bowers later on. But we'll wait for all that draft talk once we get closer to the draft. They still have one big game against the Green Bay Packers, which brings us into a talking point. But before we get into it, if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a couple of Bears videos on this channel every single week. Bears fans, you guys are awesome. If we could try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So I saw a really interesting tweet, pretty much comparing actually the Detroit Lions to the Chicago Bears. So the Lions last year in 2022, 1-6, they go 8-2 to finish 9-8 on the season. The year prior to last season, they only won 3 football games. They missed the playoffs, but they did take down the Green Bay Packers in the final week of the season, and they had 2 first-round picks following the draft. The Chicago Bears started this season 3-7, and since then, they are 6-2. And we could sit here and play what if, we could go to games like the Denver Broncos, most recently the Cleveland Browns, and be like, oh, wow, man, the Chicago Bears really easily could have been a 10-win playoff team this year. But anyways, with a win out against Green Bay in Week 18 next Sunday, you're 8-9. And as we know, the Chicago Bears won 3 football games last season. So I actually just want to say really quickly, I think the fact that and Bears fans didn't like this, Bears fans didn't hate this. NFL fans hated this comment when I said it for both the Texans and the Bears before the season began. Look, man, if the Bears and Texans win 6-7 games this upcoming season, that's a successful year. I know we all want this quick turnaround, but at the end of the day, the Chicago Bears have a couple of holes, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But you're going to miss playoffs, but if you take down Packers in Week 18, that is, a moral victory right there. And obviously, they have 2 first-round picks in this upcoming draft. Justin Fields, in his last 17 starts, and for me, pretty much the solidifying factor that went into me passing on Caleb Williams, I had ego concerns-ish prior to it. But in that bowl game, in USC's bowl game where the backup QB broke records, you heard the cornerback for USC say oh, we're finally a team again. We can finally unite together. And that is not what I want to hear if I'm about to put all my eggs into the Caleb Williams basket. But anyways, Justin Fields in his last 17 starts, 4,200 total yards, 27 touchdowns total, 13 interceptions, and a passer rating of 85.1. The Chicago Bears in Justin Fields' last 5 games are 4-1. Now, I saw a stat here on a talking TV football show earlier today, and I wasn't a fan of it. And the reason is because you can tweak stats to prove any narrative. So I can give you stats on Justin Fields, why he should be QB1 very easily next season. I can also very easily give you stats why Justin Fields shouldn't be QB1. And I saw something on TV today, and it was like, 59.2. Passing yards only 208.8, a touchdown to interception ratio of 4-3, and a passer rating of 77.6. And the host was saying, why he would take Caleb Williams, which is perfectly fine. But it's so weird to me now that the Chicago Bears are starting to win some football games that, and we talked about this in our last Bears video, like, it's so crazy how short end of the stick Justin Fields really gets in the grand scheme of things. And Chicago Bears fans know exactly what I'm talking about, the dysfunctionality of the Bears organization. And I'm talking ownership group, not Ryan Poles. Why is it that Justin Fields, when he's losing, wins are quarterback stats? But when he's winning and he's won 4 out of his last 5 games, all of a sudden, wins are not a quarterback stat. Now, I don't think wins are necessarily a quarterback stat, but you get what I'm saying. The narrative is just flips every single week here. And the Chicago Bears are in a really, really good position. And I have this crazy statistic. And I also want to say, first off, Justin Fields had a really good stat game against the Atlanta Falcons. But if you watched that football game, it was even better. It was almost perfect. 20 of 32, 268 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. And he should have had a touchdown with the Tyler Scott, another drop catch, but this happened to be a touchdown. Just kind of speaks for the whole Bears season outside of DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. But he also had 45 rushing yards on only 11 attempts for 1 touchdown as well. Lucas Patrick, the center position, in the last 5 games, he's allowed 13 pressures and he's had 4 penalties. The center position needs to be fixed. But I think a really good stat to just kind of hammer home this point, and I actually must preface this giving flowers, which I never thought I would ever say, to Luke Getsy. I think he called his best offensive game week 17 yesterday at this time in recording yesterday against Atlanta. But Justin Fields has thrown 46 screen passes this season. He's completed 36 of them, for 188 yards and an interception. And for some weird reason, I'm still seeing all of these stupid ass screens. Now, I love screens when they're used properly, but I think that's just a good statistic that hammers home Luke Getsy was not the offensive coordinator for Justin Fields. And you make some mistakes, you win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day, what I'm seeing from Justin Fields, and especially just the overall energy of this football team, everybody rallying behind Justin, I think he's deserved QB1 next season. And I will say a win over the Green Bay Packers in Week 18 would 100% solidify for me personally that not only Matt Eberflus is back at the helm next season as the head coach, which I'm fine with. He's a first-year coach. He's going to make some bad decisions, but it would 100% solidify Justin Fields as the starter. That's it for tonight. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub up. But most importantly, did yesterday's performance against Atlanta do anything for you? Is Justin Fields your starting quarterback next year? Peace.